Good morning, everyone. Today I'm going to be sharing with you the F.B.I method of feedback that I learned from the author Kristen Hadeed. So welcome along to F.B.P Live. You've tuned into 5 minutes of Fitbizpiration, where every single week I share with you guys bite-sized business tips in around 5 minutes. So you might be wondering why I'm coming to you on a different day this week. Normally I speak to you on a Wednesday as opposed to a Friday or a Thursday in the States at the moment. Patrick, first one on. Great to see you this morning. So the reason that I am on a different day this week is because this week I was speaking at a conference here in Sydney, and I was chatting to a whole lot of Sydney fitness business owners, franchise owners and franchisees, and I was actually presenting my session, which is called Success Strategies of Ultra High Performers. And that session, I wanted to let you guys know, is the same one that I'm actually going to be doing in the Athletic Business Show, or at the Athletic Business Show, which is coming up in New Orleans this November 7 to 10. So if you haven't checked out the Athletic Business Show, then what I need you to do is just write AB in the comments below, and I'm going to send you guys through some details, because it is a sensational show for you guys to get along to. There are a number of the FBP family who are going to be speaking there, including Justin Tamsett and Chris Stevenson and Marissa Hoff and many, many more. So guys, if you haven't already checked out the details for the AB show, then just write AB in the comments below and I'm going to send you through that information. Patrick, what have you said to me here? I missed the regular time. Yes, well, that's okay that you missed it because you're here now. We're doing it on a Friday this week, so a little bit different, just mixing things up a little bit. Now, the other thing, hey Jared, good morning. The other thing you need to know about the AB show is at that same time, we've also got the URSA Women's Summit that is going to be happening, which is hosted by Athletic Business, and that's going to be taking place on Thursday, November the 8th in New Orleans. Now, I'm really privileged to be moderating the panel for the URSA Women's Leadership Summit, and they have secured an amazing keynote speaker, Hannah Iman, who is going to be speaking at that event. So 2 links for you guys so far. Number 1, if you want details for the Athletic Business Show, just write AB in the comments below. Or if you want details for the URSA Women's Summit, just write URSA in the comments below. Okay, let's get on with the show. So the reason that I chose the topic of feedback to speak to you guys about today is because I was actually listening back to an old episode of the show where I was speaking to, or I was interviewing Jeb Blunt, the author Jeb Blunt, and we were talking about 360-degree feedback. Now, if any of you have gone through 360-degree feedback, which I did back in my corporate days, you've probably got a shiver running down your spine right about now, because it's a pretty full-on way to receive feedback. But anyway, it got me thinking about all of the different ways that we actually give feedback to our team. And it reminded me of the conversation that I was actually having with the author Kristen Hadeed. And she came on the show. Oh, I want to give you a show number. I don't know where I've written it. I'll give you guys a show number after I've gone through the method. But she came on, she talked about this feedback method called the F.B.I. Brady, good morning, all the way there from Alaska. She talked about the feedback method called the F.B.I. feedback method. And I want to run you guys through this today, because the reason that I really like this method of feedback for your team is the simplicity of it. There's only 3 factors to consider. It's direct, it's to the point, it's specific, and it's really, really easy to use. So that's why I want to take you through that today. Before I actually run you through it, I want to just give credit to the creator of this feedback method, Barry Waymiller. And I'm going to actually read you just 2 sentences to give you a little bit of background as to why this exists. So Barry Waymiller, who is the creator of the feedback method, teaches that if you want to give truly effective feedback, you need to communicate just 3 things. Number 1 is the way you feel. Number 2 is the specific behavior that made you feel that way. And number 3 is the impact that behavior has, whether it's on you, the company, your relationship with that person, or anything else. So there's 3 factors. So one more time, I'm just going to say it one more time for you. So you need to communicate 3 things: the way you feel, the specific behavior that made you feel that way, and the impact that that behavior has, whether it's on you, the company, your relationship with that person, or anything else. So hopefully that sets the scene a little bit for you guys. So let's get started with today's episode. I'm going to put all of this into my own words, so it's relevant for all of us in the fitness industry. So F.B.I, the F stands for feeling, the B stands for behavior, and the I stands for impact. So feeling, behavior, impact, they're the three areas that we're going to talk through. So here's an example that might be relevant for your business specifically. So you might say to one of your team members, I feel disappointed that you were late for your front desk shift today, and now I'm unsure if I can rely on you for future open shifts. So I'll say that one more time. I feel disappointed that you were late for your front desk shift today, and now I'm unsure if I can rely on you for future open shifts. So simple, let's break it down now. So in my conversation with Kristen, she actually describes that the key in this first section is focusing on exactly how you as the owner or as the manager of the team member feels about the situation that happens. So we're saying, I feel disappointed. The opposite of that you might approach it in a different way is you might say, you might state how the team member feels. So for example, you might say, don't you care that you were late this morning? In which case it kind of opens up the door for them to say, yeah, I do care. So the reason that we're positioning it in this way about how you feel as a manager is because it kind of closes room for debate in the conversation. You want to get the message across. So starting the sentence with, I feel, or I feel angry, I feel frustrated, I feel disappointed, it leaves less room for debate. So that's kind of the first part. That's the feeling part of the F.B.I method. The second part is behavior. So it's really important that the team member that you're giving this feedback to actually needs to know what it is that, needs to know what they did that caused you to feel that way. So let me give you the example. So I feel disappointed, which we've covered off, that you were late for your front desk shift. Not just that you were late, you're being super, super specific about the behavior in this particular bit, so that you were late for your front desk shift, and now I'm unsure if I can rely on you for future open shifts. So we're breaking down the middle part of that. So the most important bit about the behavior side, section of this is that you're not being general in the feedback. It's not kind of just general feedback. You're being super specific about that situation. And then the last bit of the F.B.I is the impact. Good morning, Sean. Great to see you this morning. So let's go through the sentence one more time. So we've covered off, I feel disappointed that you were late for your front desk shift today. And the last section is the impact. And now I'm unsure if I can rely on you for future open shifts. So the impact statement is the now I'm unsure if I can rely on you for future open shifts. Now, in my chat with Kristen, she makes an important point about impact. She says that people don't usually intend for their behavior to negatively affect someone else. So by actually explaining the impact that it has on a particular situation, then it's more likely that they'll try not to let it happen again. So like I said at the very beginning of today's broadcast, what I love about this method is just the simplicity of it. It's very straightforward. It's very easy for you to execute, for you to have a think about before you go in and have that conversation with your team member. If you just keep coming back to the F.B.I, the feeling, behavior, and the impact. So I just wrote down a couple of really quick examples to share with you guys that I thought would be relevant for your business and how you could actually use this. So let's say, for example, you need to give feedback to one of your group fitness team members. So the way that you would structure that sentence using the F.B.I method would be something like, I feel frustrated that you didn't know the choreography for your strength class today, and I'm not confident that you're ready to take on the permanent class. Okay, so I feel frustrated that you didn't know the choreography for your strength class today, and I'm not confident. Oh, I screwed that one up, didn't I? Should I start from the beginning? One more time. It's Friday morning. That's my excuse. I feel frustrated that you didn't know the choreography for your strength class today, and I'm not confident that you're ready to take on the permanent class. So super specific. There's no fluff around it. It is just straight to the point, and there's no way that they can misunderstand what the situation is and the impact that it has on you or your business. The second example I've got for you is for a personal trainer. So an example you might do is, I feel concerned that you didn't properly complete the pre-exercise questionnaire with your new client. There's the specific behavior. And now I'm not confident I should give you any more new leads. So think about how you can actually utilize that F.B.I. method for your own business with your own team members, because so often, good morning Dale, great to see you, because so often when we give feedback, we give it on the fly, the situation has happened, we react to it straight away. By thinking about this structure and actually planning on how we're going to deliver that feedback, this gives you a really nice, simple framework of how you can utilize it within your team. I want to actually give you the flip side of this as well, because the F.B.I. method not only works for giving feedback in a situation where a team member perhaps didn't perform in the way that you wanted them to, but you can also use the F.B.I. method for recognition as well. And I really love this because I have had to start to use this myself, and I'll give you a bit of an insight into that in just a moment. Now, just in case you missed it at the beginning of the broadcast, the episode that I'm referring to is episode 175, when I interviewed Kristen Hadeed. My battery's getting low, so let's hope it lasts a couple more minutes. And if you missed that episode, just write 175 in the comments below, or if you want to read her book, Permission to Screw Up, just write screw up. Why not? Write screw up in the comments below and I'll send you through the Amazon link for that book. Okay, so I want to just go through with you how you can use the F.B.I. method to actually give recognition to a team member. And the reason that this is really important to me is because I realized just in the last couple of weeks that I have a tendency to give feedback to people with my team that is completely non-specific, and tell me, maybe give me a thumbs up if this resonates with you. So quite often when I'm working with a teammate, I might email them and say, amazing job, you're incredible, you're awesome, thumbs up, high five, I love you, anything. Like, I can be really broad and general with my feedback that I give. And I realized that if I actually apply this, it's probably going to mean a hell of a lot more to the person that I'm giving recognition to, as opposed to it being as general as what I normally do. So here's an example for you. So it might be something like, I feel grateful when you took the time to prepare a corporate package for the new business next door. Your proactive initiative meant that we achieved this month's sales target. Okay, it's pretty simple, but again, it comes back to those three elements: the feeling, the behavior, and the impact. So how did it make you feel? What's the specific behavior that the person did, and what's the impact that it has on you or the business? So I hope that you can kind of see how that works, both from a constructive feedback point of view, but also from a recognition point of view. So one more time on that recognition statement. I felt grateful when you took the time to prepare a corporate package for the new business next door. Your proactive initiative meant that we achieved this month's sales target. Guys, I hope that that has been useful to you. As I said, I know that there are so many different ways that we can give feedback out there, and this is just a way that I really, really like because of its simplicity, because it doesn't allow for a lot of mess around the outside of what we're delivering. I love the recognition point of view that it makes it much more specific. It will mean a lot more to your team to actually hear that you're recognizing a very specific behavior of what they've actually done, and equally in the constructive feedback point of view as well. Give me a thumbs up if you like the sound of that. I hope that is helpful for you guys today. So listen, if you think that any of your team, of your managers, or any of your colleagues might benefit from hearing about the F.B.I. method of feedback, then just give me a little tag in the comments below, tag them, and I will make sure that they receive a copy of today's video. Now, one last thing before I sign off on this Friday, this chilly Friday in Sydney, is I want you guys to take the time to check out the episode that we released this week with Mike RC. We talk about how to set your prices so that your prospects don't say no. He shares with us a super simple framework for how to actually set your personal training or your membership prices. He gives great examples in there. For those of you that have listened to Mike on the show before, you will know just how great he is when it comes to sharing advice for fitness professionals on lead gen and on sales. And this is an absolutely sensational episode that he recorded with us this week. So that is episode 187. You can type 187 in the comments below and I'll send you through the direct link, make it super easy for you guys. But please, I do really encourage you to check out that episode because it's a ripper. So guys, thank you. We are done once again for 5 minutes of Fitbizpiration, which is closer to 15 minutes of Fitbizpiration, but hey, hopefully we got some good information across this morning. Guys, thank you so much for joining me. Don't forget, link for the AB show, right AB, link for Ursa Women's Leadership Summit, right Ursa, link for Kristen's show, right, what episode did I say that was? Hang on. I'm getting there. 175. Kristen's show was 175, or link for Mike RC is 187. That is all. Have a very, very happy weekend, guys, and I look forward to seeing you next week in our normal time for 5 minutes of Fitbizpiration.